Esukuma naka sheko ihehesokopena ka she. Nakane shikishikuna a o kan ko chake. Nsekuna misigina nakasi bonisata enasibona ke topika sekuna edona mahesekuna she. Aquele ko le kapane se une se batale ko se bo hande se ko sisika e te ko bisa e nisi ko nasa e meko niko e nako e la ko le ko simina si kona great day today to morning this morning. It is another day given to us by our Creator and our ancestors that have given us the power to be motivated and stimulated. I ain't gonna say by Humam Abdulmalik on Blackanized report. I just want to say that, but it is in a divine context that I'm here every morning, that I'm blessed by the Lord to breathe the breath of life. And I feel good because I'm drinking water. I'm drinking garlic water. See that big old garlic in there? And then the ice pop, smell like it too. That's garlic water. It's raisins and dates waters right here. Ooh-wee. Tastes so good. Look, tastes like brown sugar, honey molasses. So you gotta let this stay in the refrigerator and let it melanate. Well, melanate, yeah, I'll say that. And man, you got to taste that. Can't wait. And this is by Dr. Humam. This deals with fungus, getting rid of fungus and some other stuff that he created. Tastes kind of not good, but I don't care how liquid tastes, as long as it's got a good development in its base. I mean, it's going to do something in your universe that's going to have you, That's what that have you do for real. And here's the old plain 202. I need to drink, they say two of these right here. Ain't nothing like liquid, man and woman, brother and sister. This, you know, I just said it, Humam Abdulmalik, once again with Blackanized report, motivating and stimulated globally, locally, and nationally on a Black perspective. Not that I'm a racist, because I can't be a racist. I'm a race man, though I can be a race man. I care about my people all over the globe. And nobody can change that because of who I am and what I am and where I'm at. Because I am. I can say pork without the ham. I can say Billy Jack or Niggas Jack. I can say fish or fish face or baby boy Williams or Larry T. Williams. All those are part of my, personality or makeup or persona that, sometimes it come out of me. But what comes out of me now, majority of the time, is my divine perspective, my spiritual perspective, and my culture perspective. Because I know it's wartime. It seems like it's not. See, but we don't be around those country places out west or way down south where they'll lynch us and shoot us and get away with it. They was doing that up in the cities. You remember that time where they were just shooting everybody, choking people out, and what was happening? Nothing. I mean, even with Sandra Bland, it took them a while to get that man. Or what about this dude, or what his name, Zimmerman, that stand their ground law? Don't you know they done been killing a lot of us on that, and you ain't hearing nothing about it? I read a couple of weeks ago or something like that. It was 250 people, not people, us, blacks, killed by the stand your ground law. What we need to do is stand our ground and make some, what, citizen arrests. I don't care for the police or these racists. We need to stand our ground. We need to be legit though. We can't be criminal though, because then we get the slave catcher and the Gestapo away into our, I ain't gonna say ghetto, but our community, so they can take us on the auction block, which is the courtroom. And then if we lose there, they take us to the plantation. Depends on how much, how much we're brought for. What they buying with, they buy with time. And then they put us on the plantation, you know. So we got to understand these things very, they're not complicated. They're very simplistic. Everything that we do, they try to exaggerate it to make us like, man, what are you talking about? How do I do this and all that? Usually, you know, like when you put up things or something, there's a schismatic. We have a schismatic to our black life in our temple, in our DNA. All we have to do is listen to the silence that we hear within. And on that note, we got to listen to the sounds on the outside too, because it stimulates that rhythm, you know. That's what we do. Now I'm going a little bit of thing about our culture, our history in DC. You know, after we come from the go-go, we went to Wings and things and stuff like that. Miles Longs or, you know, Lord Tavern, what was open? White Towels or something like that. Or what, IHOP, or, you know, that's what we did. This is the culture. But go-go, you cannot come in here, move in here as a gentrifier and investor or whatever you want to call yourselves, and or part of the alphabet clan, LGBTD, DICRD, whatever, and change the customs, the culture of this city. I mean, you got I really can't say that, because you really changed it by y'all coming in, taking over different areas of the city. Because I grew up uptown, right? When I grew up uptown, it was like us all around, you know? And that's when the word Chocolate City was dominant. It was a fact. It was a matter of fact, because we had the majority of the people, and we was more so in a unification type of mentality, even though we had, you know, our stuff that we was doing, that people was doing, but it wasn't like in these years from the 80s, late 70s up into the 90s, and right in this period of time. But back then, it was more red, black, and green. It was more about black power. And that's what we hollered. And we had the go-go beat of Soul Searchers, Young Senators, and Black Heat. And it's the sound of the drum, that rhythm. The rhythm that gives us a message. When they be beating them drums at the go-go, no, here you go. Our African dancers, we're the go-go too, right? But it's just like that. But the African dancers, when they be beating them drums and stuff at different engagements, man, you can feel the presence of the ancestors. And at the go-go, if you got that mentality though, our ancestors come with the rhythm. Our ancestors are in us, in our DNA. You cannot slay that with the gentrification coming in to reculturalize, you know, take our culture out and our story and our history. Like in Barry Farms, they're trying to get rid of that. Like every area in certain wards. Like I said, I came from uptown, right? I went away to college and came back. I was like, whoa, where I'm at. But see, I was a Washingtonian and I always get around. So, but I was shocked to walk down 14th Street, 14th and U, I'm like, oh, Lord, have mercy. And then after some years, I seen H Street that's changed. I remember they had H Street Day, and it was us there. But now, one time I went, I said, man, I must be in Georgetown. That's what they said they're trying to do with Anacostia area, have it the new Georgetown. That's what they're trying to do. They're not trying to do gentrification, they're doing it. But in their gentrification, they're trying to take us out of our relations with ourselves and our culture. And go-go is part of it. But the thing about it, this is the thing about it. See, go-go is part of our makeup in DC. But is that going to bring back or bring back our unity amongst our people? Not only on certain days or certain protests and all that, but what about unification all the time and help building us a free black nation, infrastructure? While they got their structure with their gentrification and they doing it, it ain't stopped because these are, see, this gentrification ain't just started 9 years ago. This was part of their plans. It went in effect about 9 or 10 years ago, maybe 13 or 12, but it was part of their plan to do this. Everything that they're doing is part of their plan. Even the subject matter of taking America black when it was great. It was never great when they were in leadership. Now, it ain't even great now. Everybody taking our struggle and using it and for their struggle to come about and come up. And while they're going up, we still stuck as a people, as a race, stagnated wherever we at. But it's, a lot of us go up, go up, go up. But what we do when we go up, are we like Nipsey Hussle, you know, that was doing what he was doing? And y'all be talking all this stuff about that was a gang related, this and that. If that was a gang related, man, it would have been happened. I mean, he was around gangs all the day. He came from the gang. He was just doing things. But when he spoke about doing something with Dr. Sebi, that's when they got their agent provocateur, just like they do in every era and time. Just like with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Medgar Evers and John F. Kennedy and Robbie Kennedy, all these people that when they speak a truth that the criminal enterprise don't want to hear, because those people are rising or trying to unify, even though at the time it was like hypocrisy or something like that with the Kennedys to a certain extent. See, but he messed with their money. They messed with the money, the brothers. See, they was affiliated with the mafia and the CIA and all those other people of the Kabul state, of the criminal enterprise. That's why they got it. See, but Martin and Malcolm, they was like raising up the people, the mentality of black power and unification. And so, and Martin was across the board. He had Europeans too coming on the Noah's Ark, huh? But then Malcolm was getting us together, making us strong, just like Medgar. But the thing is, even though I'm not a politician, I don't deal with politics, but that's the only way that we're going to have to deal with these people. We got to confront them how they confront us. They say you got to vote. So if we vote, then if we vote and then you try to take the vote away from us, then what we're going to do? What is our next step? What is our next phase? Huh? What is it? We turn another page. We got to develop an infrastructure. We got to pool our resources. And them Negro pins like Oprah and whoever else is like her got to come back, come black. And you ain't got to, you can stay over there with them Europeans and LBGs or whatever you want to do. You got to give us money so we can establish an infrastructure. I'm talking about you athletes, you actors and you rappers and all, like the brother Nipsey Hussey was doing. He was making a move to establish an infrastructure, man. And he did it from his heart and from his mind, from a divine essence. He talked about culture. He talked about spirituality and divinity. And what got me is when I heard his mother talk. His mother said that he ain't dead. He's everywhere. He's the energy. He's our ancestors. And these words reverberate with what I be saying about when, you know, somebody passed and being a funeral and I get up and speak. I always say, man, he or she is here with us. All this is a thought or a quick prayer, because the ancestors is here and here all the time with all of us, because it's in our DNA from way back when, from Asa, Aset, the Twa, and the pig meat, and Lucy too. All those things are in us, and the Creator too, in our DNA, along with every ancestors. And that's what we got to know. But I don't want to get off track about the go-go. The go-go is our culture and our thing in Washington, D.C. But again, I say, is it going to bring us together to develop Black infrastructure as we fight against gentrification? We know we can't stop it. Only way we can contend with it or counter it is through communal living. If we can't get it in our mind to say my cousin is cool, my uncle is cool, and my brother is cool, my friend is cool, and long as they don't be acting like no fools, because we're going to have a court of law within our infrastructure. That's the way it got to be if we don't want to deal with the Gestapo and the slave catchers. We got to develop our own infrastructure. We got to implement our own law and develop that law in our communities across the nation, across the globe. Because listen to this. You know, in South Africa, how they was treated by the Afrikaners, right? So, you know, after the brother came out of 27 years of prison and all that, he became president. What did he do when he came to president? He said, okay, well, we ain't going to change Soweto to shanty towns. We ain't going to do that. We're going to let you continue to have the gold and diamonds. And from that perspective, those Europeans still run the country. And they got people in position, but they doing certain things, but they're not doing enough. Because if they are letting their people kill other Africans that come from other countries, I don't know what that's about. It's like over here in America, I can't say I don't know what that's about. It's social engineering, social narcotics around the world, but man, in Africa, they treated them bad, worse than us almost. In their country, I'm saying it's in their country. And it gotta be at least 20-1. I don't care, man. We got to stand up wherever we at. And we beating the drums. We beating the drums all over. Brother Yuma and the other African dancers, they not beating them drums from nothing. That's the message from our ancestors. All you got to do is listen to the silence that's within you to give you balance. In us, to give us balance, to develop an infrastructure in the Black Wall Streets once again. We have to have an infrastructure against the infrastructure, parallel to it. Because if we don't, they're going to keep pushing. It's already their plan. They're doing it all over the land. And I'm talking about globally too. They got the Chinese and they got the Japanese in Africa. And that shouldn't be. Africa is a continent with every mineral on the planet that everybody needs. We got to stand up wherever we at on the planet and be man and woman, sister and brother. And our young warriors got to be the guardians and the protectors of us as we move forward. And I want to say this again. Go-go is our culture. Go-go is our identity in Washington, D.C. But will it stand up against the gentrification that's coming in this capitalist nation? If we don't come together on other levels of equity and buying and investing and doing it together, A lot of us as individuals have a lot of money, man. I'm talking about Jay-Z, with the other one, his wife, Beyonce, the other one, what her name? I don't know her name, but Oprah, uh, Tyler Perry, the athletes that making $1 million contracts. And we all say, yeah, well, that's their money. They did this and they did that. See, they did do all that, but they've been indoctrinated with a competitive, Eurocentric, self-hatred mentality. The reality is that when they go in the educational institutions, they get exploited for once. That's the reality. I don't care if they're playing football, baseball, basketball. The schools be making billions of dollars and they don't get none. And if they get a car or something on the side, then they go to jail or their careers ended and all that. But the thing about it, all of them that's in that college arena, all of them don't get those big breaks, you know. They get a little job here and there or go overseas and play and stuff like that. But then they got to come back and get a job. But the thing I'm saying is that we got to come together in unification. I'm talking about real unification of building a nation. I ain't talking about politics. People talking about I'm going to a political meeting and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Right where I'm at, I'm ANC, right? And people be saying they doing stuff, you know, in the community to stop crime and all that. Where I'm where the deuce at with 22nd Street or whatever, you know, and the brothers come around there and congregate. And now that it's getting hot, you can see them, you know, and people talking about they come around here and talk to them and this and that. I don't see them talking to nobody. And I know the top warriors love them to life, man. You know, because what they said to me touched my heart, my mind, because they were genuine. And it give me that genuine feeling to be the same towards them. So I know what's going on in the community. It ain't a lot of gunplay in this area. They talking about two groups or a lot of groups be over here. I'm looking at them, man, and I used to walk the street every day, and I still do, but I haven't been doing it. It was cold, but it's getting hot again. So I can take my walks. You know, I walk right up there, talk to my two brothers. I talk to all of them. I speak to them, the youngest and the oldest. I talk to the elders, and I talk to the the middle age. Our young warriors, the middle age is say from, I think, you know, maybe say 16 on up to about 20 something, 32 and all that. But these brothers are strong, man. And they mobilize, you know, and all we got to do is talk to them. I'm not just saying I know I have men that got an eye to eye. We got a spiritual connection and a divine understanding. The brothers I talk to, I'm talking about the ones at the top of the echelon of this affiliation with each other. So we got to unify, they got to unify, and we got to stop pulling the trigger and being, you know, susceptible to dying. We got to be about living and building. We got to, you know, deal with, even though the church, I ain't gonna say the church per se, but I'm gonna say the church, I'm gonna use this name, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, or whatever that fake Jew is, but I'm talking about the real Jews. It's all about divide and conquer the religions. But in certain spaces, they're not. You got the nation, you got Union Temple, you got Jeremiah Wright, and they come together and they add tight with the knowledge that they be giving to the congregation, what they be saying as a mission for us. I was in church this Sunday. I swear it was like I was listening to myself. You know how I talk. I talk about the Europeans. I talk about the silent warfare. I talk about them killing and all that type of stuff, man. And I heard that from my preacher. It made me like, man, God, no, what's going on? Is he listening to me? But that was great. See, I know he ain't no fake. And I know what he talking about, unification. This is strong. This is strong, bro. Like, you must got some pepper in it or something. Woo! Kind of hot, but it's good. It's good for you, good to you. That's what we need. We need that pure energy, spiritual, divine way on the pathway of our ancestors in African spirituality. That's our reality. And we got to unify. We got to unify. That's our answer to everything, so we don't continue to die. And it seems like we be pulling the trigger, which is true, but you got to look at the social engineering that these people have stolen out occult scientists and using it against us. You know, like the harp and all that. That's real. Oh, this is a thing from Brother Yuma. Hold up, I'm gonna go get it. I'll be right back. Since you asked that question, sister. Sheko maleko na sheko maleko da dijo kamaleko na sheko ma. Oh, I'm drinking garlic water. I'm drinking this is raisins and prune water. Then I'm drinking plain water for the liquidation and irrigation of my lymphatic system, the tree of life. Oh, here you go. This is U360, holistic health and wellness. This is anti-yeast and fungal blend. It's Candida support formula. It got a lot of stuff in it. Let me see. I can't see it, all this stuff. You got yeast. It's for yeast infections and all that type of stuff. Athletic foot and windworm and all that. I don't know if I got all that, but it just got a good taste to me that, you know, I do got, I think, some fungus on my feet. Oh, American bird pepper. That's what must be hot. Oh, this is it right here, sister. You can look that brother up. He a drummer. He a master drummer. You see it, sister Ormis? This brother right here is an African drummer. He be beating that. It ain't the go-go sound. It's the sound. Even when they play go-go, it's the sounds of our ancestors. And that's what he do. And he also do this. And he a herbalist. He can go walk in the street and tell you where a plant you can pick up and eat or, you know, make some tea. So that's what this is right here. Ah. Name it again. Okay. Anti-yeast and fungal blend is the name of it right there. I hope you can see it. And that's the brother named You. You can probably look him up on Facebook or something like that. He's a master drummer. You Bellamy. So that's, you can look him up like that. But it is good, even though it got that strong fire taste to it, you know, like a firecracker. Oh man. Ooh, Lord, sheko na te queso. Gale ko na seko sa helo ko ba ko enako henaselo. Oh, the brother who spelled. What you saying? No, the brother who spelled. Where did you find him? I know him personally. The brother, I told you, beat drums, and you know they had these African gatherings. Matter of fact, I went to brother. I don't know if you know Kakai. He another brother that deal with the whole holistic paradigm or whatever. And we went to his holy day the other day, and they was there, the African drummers. And I was trying to relate all that to the go-go scene and the unification that we got to do as a nation. Where do you find him? Let's go on Facebook. Humam Abdulmalik. But let's go on Facebook. You look him up. No, the brother who spelled. Well, oh yeah, you Bellamy. But it's Y. Oh, you wanted me to spell. Okay, it's YULAM. a.m., something like that. Yeah, I apologize. I got the understanding now. But anyway, uh, when you do that, it's gonna come up. Great brother. Yeah, that right there. What you spell with not with the U belly. The U belly might come up too, but it's YU MA. YUMA, something like that, my sister. But it ain't no bus or whatever. I be trying to get that out my vocabulary. Not trying, I gotta do. I be slipping though, you know. But no, 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 no. Let me do it this way, Yuma. I'll do it this way for you, sister. Oh, that might be it, Yuma. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. That's right there. It should get up. Try that. Yeah, the Yuma, not the y'all, yo, not YAUL, but the Y. You say what? Oh, excuse me, 1 second. I got somebody on the other end. Oh, that's all right, man. Excuse me. It's YEW, sister. No, 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 no. YEW, 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 YEW. I believe that's what I was told. You're welcome. Oh, let me get back with everybody else. So I ain't gonna get off track. I know they went down there twice. They went down there the other day for a protest, and they went down there last night for a protest. I'm telling you, the protests let me see what the protests are good in their way that they I do it like that. Protests are good that they're showing unification or coming together. That's for that time period. It got to go beyond that. That unification for the go-go got to go across the whole nation on the real unification of building black infrastructure, black Wall Streets once again. That's the type of unification that go-go here in DC should bring about. And it got to spread. It got to spread. That's what it got to do. It got to do that. We don't have a choice in the matter because we are matter and we do matter. And everybody trying to get a piece of our matter. The feminists, the LGBT. When this struggle is about freedom, revolution, for our solution as a black people, is our solution as melanated people, as a people that they want to kill off. They want to kill off through abortions, through drugs. And I didn't say this either. It's another sister, great sister, prolific sister, profound sister, who deals with Harriet Tubman's Freedom Train. She be talking about stepping up out of mental slavery. Because when you get into the pharmaceuticals, they have you captive on drugs that the medical industrial complex make their money in their portion of the criminal enterprise called the Cabo States. And if you can't relate to that, you better start studying. Because if you don't know that we on attack, under attack on different levels, and the most highest of these attacks is on the level of drugs. Drugs in the black market and the drugs from the pharmaceutical and the doctors. Now, I'm not talking about marijuana. It's a plant that come out of the earth that when you smoke it, when that's what it is, it's a medicine. Like all the other fruits and vegetables that come out of the earth, this is a natural and a natural medicine cabinet of our Creator. That's the real medicine, and marijuana is one of those. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about synthetic drugs that they create. And every drug that they create for us to take is the one that we on now is much greater than the previous one they had before. See, I've been on this planet for 22,300 and something revolutions around the sun. Some of that, I didn't have an understanding of what's going on. But then when I had my eyes open and my mind open, I can see what we've been through in our history, our story in DC. I seen a couple of eras of time. I seen when the homosexual J. Edgar Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover, the transvestite or transdresser or whatever he was. And I'm not saying this about this man. This is reality. This is history. They said they got stories on it. They got a book on him and all that. That's what he was. Just like King James in the Bible. They said that he did it to his mother or sister or whatever, but he liked men. So I ain't saying nothing that I'm creating or trying to belittle somebody. I'm addressing the issue. The issue is that we as Black people, we got to deal with the truth of the matter. We are the matter. And let me get back to this sister, though, before I go somewhere off the track. The Harriet Tubman Freedom Train. I'm talking about the lymphatic system, the tree of life. That's why I'm drinking all this water. Because we're 90% water, liquid. So we need that, so sometimes we don't drink enough and we be dehydrated and we don't know. And Barbara Dick Gregory said the two really most dangerous causes of death among us is dehydration and sleep deprivation. I may have not said that word right because I get tongue tied. And that's what it is, those two. So we have to deal with those two. We have to get enough rest. We have to drink enough liquid. And this right here ain't nothing but some garlic water. You can smell the garlic. You put it in the ice box and let it sit for a while, then you drink it and it go wham. You know how it is when you eat garlic. But here's the liquid. This is almost like juicing without the juicer. But I wanted to say the sister, Karen Davis Khadija Abdulmalik Davis folks, is a mastermind, a healer, a shaman, voodoo priestess. She's very articulate, very profound and prolific in her area of what she does. What she does is give you the blueprint, how to deal with your medical issues. This being the month of emancipation yourself, emancipating yourself from mental slavery. This sister had been dealing with this on this area, on this freedom train for the past 9 years. And then on April 30th, we're going to have a great radio talk with those who not call in, that inbox and maybe call in also, but this is her show, not mine. So I don't want to get it wrong. But on April the 30th, we're going to discuss those who do whatever they have to do to communicate it, how you were helped to self-help. All this is about self-help, like self-healing. This is what she does. She give you the schismatic and the blueprint, and she give you the information, and then she kick you in your butt and say, go on out there and be your own doctor. Be your own person to self-heal. You know, she give you the great information, though. It's dealing with quantum health, informational medicine. It's dealing with that whole realm. And I'm telling you, it works, though. Look at me. Look at me and look how, you know, the power, the energy that you might can see, the aura and all that. But no buts and whatever. In the essence of the dilemma and the paradigm that we find ourselves in as a people, we got to become stronger. We got to become more united. We got to be blessed in our quest to acquire and overcome the false desires that they have penetrated our mentality with the social engineering, especially our young brothers who are out there becoming predators and able to pull the trigger. Let's pull it, let's pull it, let's pull it, killing and wounding and maiming each other. And even our young sisters are being programmed. But the thing is, we're being attacked while we're attacking ourselves, but we're attacking ourselves because of someone else. They got sex rings and all that thing and body parts that are snatching us up, and got so many people that's missing, and it's us. So we got to come together in that trust. And if go, if we got to deal with busting loose and backing on up and doing the butt, and who gonna take the weight? That's what it is. Who gonna take the weight? He gonna stand up. Who gonna stand up in the foremost arena of revolution and evolution, overcoming that? Oh, here you go, right here. To fight them, the unbeatable foe, right? Because they got gentrification. Boom. They're gonna push it no matter what we do or say, because it ain't just happened to like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, it ain't just happened at 10 or 12 years ago. This is part of a 30, 40, 50-year plan. That's all it is. And we got to stand up and be unified and stop selling out and dying out and killing ourselves by pulling that trigger, being programmed. We got to break that program, like, you know, in the Matrix movie and all that. It was telling us a story. See, movies tell a story, even though they're mixed with falsehood and truth. We got to discern and get the truth out of the falsehood or from the falsehood. But the thing about all we got to do is stay in our spiritual essence, our divine essence. That is the blessings when we can stay on the pathway of our ancestors. See, when we hear that go-go and those drum beats, all it is it's the message for in the streets. We can be uptown or downtown or where we at. They be on 7th Street. You can hear that thing up by the hospital or around the corner. When you hear it, it's a silence. That silence tells who you are, your ancestors in you, and you become that shining star. That's what you got to realize. Go-go and what it is, the reality. It's a part of a culture. It's part of our divine culture and spiritual culture and our prolific African spirituality. Not only that, our indigenous reality. Because what did we do over here? What did the Native Americans do over here when they was in this circle? What did they do? Go now back and all it go. Yeah, go now, yeah, go mine so. What did they do? That's what they did. You can't see the relationship between Akabu land and Turtle Island. But see, they told us lies and deception and told us we are not together. We are one on the whole planet Earth. We were the first one. We got to know that. We got to know about the Thai and the pie, the pygmy. It was in Ireland 8,000 years before the Irish got there, the Europeans. And when they got there, the Druze was there first. And when they got there, the Druids, they were saying, who the heck is those little people? And look what magic they had. It wasn't magic, they was alchemists. You know what alchemist is? I would say, look it up. And did I say anything about this here? I hope I don't move too fast because I'm on the freedom train. You see, I'm drinking my water. mm. Mm. But the thing is, it's all about unification. We're going fighting against gentrification. The way we deal with it, to fight it, it's like playing chess. You got to counter the moves. They coming in, they already here, and they doing everything. It's like we can't stop it because it's a political machine. You know, you can get some little crumbs, but what is crumbs, man? We need to own and control. That's what we got to do to deal with the infrastructure of the Black Wall Streets all over the country once again. And the ideology that the young brother had, Nipsey Hussle, is the ideology that we all got to have. We got to pool our resources. We can't be individuals and be competitive. We got to be collective and cooperative. And that's what we got to do. But we got to do this too. We got to hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott HAM. That's on my page. And also on my page, you can go on my page and you see my YouTube requests for, I need 1,000 subscribers so I can do my best a little bit more. I can have a more informational broadcast because you won't have to deal with no long coded information or address on my YouTube channel. And I'm trying to do that so I can move forward, so I can become a little more stronger because I feel the energy of my ancestors thriving in me, surviving in me, through me, speaking through me, giving me inspiration and all that I go and get on my astro traveling. Click the link and subscribe on the YouTube page so I can get more stronger in my deliberation for our liberation against gentrification so we can build a Black nation. And I'm just doing a little poetic demonstration. I should read a poem, but I got to do something else. But it is Poetry Month, so I ain't gonna cheat us or cheat myself. I'm gonna go get a poem so I can read it, so y'all can feel at home. It only will take a second. I'll be right back if y'all don't mind. But before I go, gotta get me some more garlic water. It is good. I can feel I can feel everything going on in my system, from Humam's concoction to this concoction and this concoction and the plain water. I can feel it. I can feel it moving around. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. You know that's EU, right? Let's go. This was garlic water. I'm gonna go get me a poem. I don't know what I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna get me one. We got kiddo, my kiddo, like kiddo, like G. See, we gotta be in a moment of blackanized, right? That's why I get Blackanized reports so we can realize who he is, so we won't get caught in their deception. We can't be emulating them. We gotta emulate our ancestors. Let me see what it is. I'm just gonna get something. Just pick something out. Word. I'm gonna give you something from my son. I'm gonna give you 2 short poems from my son. My son, yeah, that's right. We had some words, right? And so I told him, man, use your words in the poem. And we both did the same thing. And here's his, I'm gonna give you 2. This one right here was done in December the 10th. It was November the 10th, 2010. How old was my son then? Oh, he had just turned what? Well, he was 14 then, I believe. Yeah, he's 14. Well, anyway, this is the future. He said, in the future, I'm a mature young man flipping about in a pan. In the future, this ain't about no torture. It's about us living through this mess. It's more or less, I'm going to be out here helping out and moving about. Others might treat you like a fly. It might help you if you cry. It's not that bad to be sad. He said that, so he had something on his mind, but he was being creative in his words. And here's his other one, and it is called Word. It say people these days necessitate war. Ain't it an irony? In order for peace to happen, a bilateral war must be fought, leaving children feeling rabious. Others build their own theocracy to obliterate. But my handwriting might not be good. At least I have excellent candor. These there are endless maladies. These days, especially of the soul. Children are carrying all their belongings in scuttles. All this defraud happening, depriving people of their souls, leaving empty holes. But my generation and me are going to change all that. One mind at a time. But man, and I still do. My son, when coming up, man, he was like a genius. Because all the books I read, I'm talking about, I was giving him my books and he was 4 or 5. I'm talking about destruction of the black civilization, miseducation of the Negro, and all those type of books. And I was telling him, when you read it, tell me what you read. And he was doing that. He was at 4 or 5, man, 6 or 7 or something like that. But one time he said, Dad, I don't want to read no more. Give me a comic book. And I did that. But you know what? I raised my son. I forgot he was a child. I was giving him what I got so he wouldn't fall in the holes that I fell in, but I was giving him the spiritual, the culture, the economics. I was giving him all the things that he's going to need to stand on his own and make his own choices, which he did. He was supposed to go to college, but I ain't had the cash. So he went to Air Force, and now he doing what he doing on his own. He's a pathfinder, even though criminal enterprise and this and that, but he got enough in his eternal dome in his computer and mind to be reminded of who he is and where he come from and not sell his soul. And that's why I feel for this young warrior the way I do, because I know he's not going to sell his soul, even though he's part of the criminal enterprise. He realized who he is and this and that. And that's why I support him. Whatever he do, I'm with him. The young warrior that he is. Ghost Prince. Takanasi Kobai. He's from this royal bloodline. His mother, he's from really, the African American thing. That's a fallacy that the dude, this sellout artist, Agent Provocateur, Jesse Jackson, brought into existence in the 60s or whatever. You're either one or the other. And they're from Akaboo land. We from Turtle Island. We are here, they're there, and we come together in unification. But what I want to say about my son, his mother was from Africa. So that makes him sort of like that, right? Because he was born over here. But anyway, I think I'm talking a little too much, but I'll just almost be ready to end here. I talked about everything I needed to talk about this morning, but the subject matter was go-go. And the subject matter was about go-go and go-go being a part of the rhythm and culture of us in DC, but it's bigger than that when you deal with the drum facts. The drums are the ones that make the calls and give the messages from our ancestors and still send messages from us today as it did yesterday. That never changed. Oh man, I'm kind of tired from talking. Hope I ain't missed nothing. I talked about signing up on my YouTube page. I talked about what a boy hashtag Black People's Comedic Boycott Ham. On both sides of that, one is for the boycott against the racist white supremacists, and the other side is to come together and black on black spending and pooling our resources. And the other thing is this: April the 30th, like I said, we got to come together for the Harriet Tubman Freedom Train ride. It's the emancipation of medical slavery, to stand up against medical industrial complex that really just want your death and your money, whichever one come first. No, not whichever one come first. Well, they want your money, and then after they get your money, then they don't care nothing about you. So it is the money first before death first, because if they kill you first, then they don't get no money. And they are a multi-billion, trillion-dollar industry, the medical industrial complex. The medical industrial complex is like a drug infested corporation that tried to destroy our nation. And they work hand in hand with the causal states. See, but we don't deal with that. We got to be stronger. I know it's a lot of us on it, and our weakness have us on it in the street, and our weakness have us on like we're in the hospital or whatever medicine they prescribe us and stuff like that. But they're just jiving us. They're manipulating us. And that's why we got to be stronger. That's why we got to be on natural medicine, from the natural medicine cabinet of our creator, fruit and vegetables. That's where they get all these drugs from. They take them out of there, but it's synthetic then. But we need minerals. We need minerals like this water I'm drinking, man. It's so good. It's like a meal. I'm telling you, I feel so good. See, I had the garlic. I had the other stuff first. That was strong. The garlic was strong. But this here, woo, Lord, this is like a drink from paradise. All it is prunes and raisins. And how would it turn brown? Because they're brown. They're melanated, just like us. We got to realize that the war that's being fought, we can't fight against ourselves. We got to know that we're not enemies of ourselves. We got to know that we got a natural enemy that is our foe. And we got to be evolutionary and revolutionary at the same time as we grow in the spiritual context, in the divine context, on the pathway of our ancestors in African spirituality. That is our reality. The only way that in 2019 and on that we got four years. We can take this planet over, take it back, take it black. And the way we do that is through unification and boycott, and deal with that infrastructure of Black Wall Streets. Come together and deal with our strength and not our weaknesses. With that, I'm going to say I'm going to be gone, but as I go, I just want us to know we got to deal with the principles of Ma'at and the principles of Kwanzaa every day of the year, every day of our existence, Our existence should be based on our growth and development and our spirituality and our divine reality that is in our temple, in our universe. And so we got to understand within our universe so that we can have a profound effect upon the universe. And the people that's in control now got to relinquish their power and give it back to us. The only way that we can save the planet and save ourselves is that we trust in one another once again and never let it fall out of our hands. And I demand this from myself. I demand it from myself. And I demand it from you, my brothers and sisters. This ain't nothing new. This war been going on for some time. But now we got our mind in a divine state. We don't need it in no wine state. We don't need it in no crime state. Make me feel like reading one more poem before I go. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to read one of mine. I wish I can find the one that, see, both of us was reading the one about words, right? And I don't know where mine is. So I'm going to try to find something else real quick because I got to go somewhere to do some outside work. I got to fix something. Let me see what's going on. Did I say that? I don't know if I say that. The one that got his idola. I think I read that. Did I read that? Ulaki boko makil. You lie. Ooh. I'm going to read this. Or should I read this? Okay. Since this is Poetry Month, and this is also Wednesday today, if anybody wants to come on board In the Light Radio, again, Sister Kern, Khadija Abdulmalik Davis Folks is the host of In the Light Radio medical, I'm going to say medical mental slavery edition of her mission. That's what I'm going to say, because this is Poetry Month, right? No, she has a show to come on Inner Light Radio that deals with all the types of quantum health, informational medicine, and stuff of that nature. And it's about lymphatic understanding of our lymphatic systems and all those remedies that she can address to you, to give to you so that you can be your own physician, your own doctor, your own healer. And it's dynamic. It's a dynamic discussion that she gave you in our time frame, in her time frame. And guess what? I'm co-host. Yeah. And I'm doing poetry, not the Blackanized Report. But for those who want to come on my portion of the show, maybe her portion of the show too. Well, now I can't say her because I don't have her information, but you can inbox me on Facebook and let me know before you call in or something like that. I don't want you to call in right at this point, but you can inbox me and let me know that you want to come on or say something on Inner Light Radio. InnerLightRadio.com is 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and inbox me and let me know. Let me know beforehand. So it'll be like us shaking hands. But I'm going to go ahead and read this poem because I've been talking so much that it'll take me another hit of this. I mean, this is like paradise. I ain't been to paradise. I've been there astral traveling. I think I went through there. It was a nocturnal garden where I couldn't really see it because the light was so bright and it was black. What about that? But this is good here, so I'm going to take me a hit. Let me do this here. I'm going to say this here. I'm dealing with the God in me is the title of this poem. That's the title. God, the God in me. Yes, I have withstood the test of time with the 1,000 years of lies that have become accepted as truth. They would have you believe in Adam and Eve's story too, and forget the glory of the matriarchic times, when everything was divine and in line with God's mind, in harmony and peace back during the Pangea time. You know about Pangea, right? When the priests and scientists were all at work in aligning the pyramids with precise direct light from the Sirius star. By celestial and universal calculations, that was the heartbeat of our information. There was no sin, crime, hate, or anything like that. That was not part of our fate until something called humankind came into being. Grafted by time or a scientific mind, it started a universal decline and created all kind of line. Myth makers is what they became because no one knew from whence they came. So they created their own story and called it history, which was full of mystery. They stole information from the hieroglyphics writing off the walls of ancient Kemet and the Rosetta Stone, because they stood all alone and had no home and didn't want to accept the fact that they come from the essence of the black man and woman, who were gods and guardians, made in the image of the Creator who brought them into being. Since they had no concept of God, they created their own creation story of the beginnings of their glory. For first there was the big explosion, then the water and the earth came together. This was after darkness covered everything. Then there came light according to their insight. Then from water, life came into existence, crawling onto the land. Man, I cannot continue this story. Allow me to proceed with the divine creed, so you will be able to feel and see the truth. After the Creator created Asar Set, the miraculous birth of Heru was a miracle because he was the first to come through birth canal of the first mother of the earth. It was through darkness, and there was an explosion of ecstasy of divine, celestial, universal love from the fellas into the yoni. 4 million swam through the canal trying to reach the egg of life. The one entity reached the egg, and the process of life begun in the water of the placenta. You see, God created me in his image, breathed his breath into me to give me life, just like he did the first of his creation of the Black Nubian Kemetic nation. Can't you see, so simplistic and natural? All you have to do is take heed and believe in the God in you. Keep the temple pure and clean so that the Spirit of God can move through you and become anointed in the love of the people who have lost their spiritual mind and are caught up in carnal time and the dominion of the demonic mind, who are in control at this time, but not of those full of God's soul and spirit, because we are his warriors. Amen. And that's what I'm talking about. We are the warriors of the energy source of all creation. It brought into this planet Earth black nations. And when we had them in a matriarchic way, there was harmony and peace, where my act and the principles of my act were in harmony and control and reciprocity and all the things that gave us soul and harmony and peace and justice. We got to get black to that by dealing with our infrastructure. And with that, I'm going to say Salaam Alaikum. I'm going to say Ashe. I'm not going to read another poem today because I think I've been very poetic in every way. I think that when I talk about the go-go, it's just like the African drums to give us a message that we got to come together and unify. That is the peace that we have to increase, unification. And if go bring us together, can't be for a moment, it got to be forever. And with that, I'm gonna stop trying to be clever. And I'm going to, what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the roll call. Who is that right there? That's my old school mate, right? I mean, you know, when you say old school, I'm talking about I went to school when we was young. I should say young school. old school, because well, old, young, whatever. But we was younger and we went to school together, elementary, junior high, and stuff like that. That's Kenneth McIntyre. And then we got my big uncle, DCLOM. DC, loyalty over money. Then we got Marcelo de Pisa again. We got Mike McCrae. We got Damone Long. We got Emil J. Hotep Ra. We got Teresa Proctor, another sister that's strong indeed of spiritual and an oracle queen and warrior queen. Then we got Miss Temple. She is another strong sister. She deals with purification. And you got to hook up with her. She's strong. I'm telling you, spiritually inclined. Yeah, Yoko Ma, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Then we got Wilhelmina Oli. I hope I ain't messed up your name. Then we got Ibrahim Corvin. So with that, I'll say again, Salaam alaikum hotep ashe ubante, and make this day one of the greatest days of your life. Motivate, stimulate, and make history. And don't allow our story to be a mystery. And talk to our young warriors so they can stop being predators against each other, pulling the trigger. It's about unification. Nothing else can build our nation. Back it on up. Feel like busting loose. You're doing the butt. Who gonna take the weight? Who's gonna take the weight? Who's gonna stand up and be evolutionary, revolutionary, spiritual warriors to bring us back from underwater so that we can breathe once again and be relieved of the treacherousness and of this deceptive nature that we're in. The silent war that's against us. We're going to win. Have a nice day. I can't nobody shina. Ola hi ola kama. Ola ke lo le kosema. Kaneso kamina siyo.